It's Brittany, bitch.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming to the Britney Spears Free Britney Be About It Blackout Zine party. We've got a great program for you tonight, and if he's here, we're gonna kick it off with Jesse Prado, who's just gonna entertain us with his comedic stylings. I'm asking to unmute you. Hold on.
Okay, I think I got it.
You got it? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous. Uncomfortable is like usually like my default. My roommate was actually giving me a massage more recently when they asked me if I'd ever had a massage before. And I was just like, no. And they were just like, yeah, I could tell. You have so much tension, so many knots that I don't think you could ever have a massage, even if you wanted one. I think if anyone were to ever give you a massage, you would probably cry and shit your pants. So I'm gonna start with an impression. I hate the way people are. That's my impression of a misanthropic emo pirate. You guys remember practicing your moves? You know, like that soccer maybe, you know, like shook and jive, left, right. Well, my whole thing growing up as a fifth string fullback had always been about my practicing being taken down in the backfield. Yeah. Growing up, I knew athletics didn't run in my family. By the first game of catch I ever played against my uncle. Trying out for soccer, I thought you were supposed to kick the ball at your opponent. My favorite part of tetherball was probably the pole. Somebody asked me if I'd ever seen basketball before, and I was like, you mean like watch people play? And they were like, no, the movie. Yeah, I have pretty strange interactions with people a lot. You know, I've never understood the need for Wi-Fi. You know, I never use it. And my friend was like, so what then? Do you just like use your data? And I was like, see, I don't even know what that means. And they were just like, well, then that's probably why you don't understand the need for it. I borrowed categories from my roommates, but my friend and I didn't play, so I was just like, I'm just gonna lie and say that we did. And they were like, what? Why? Who are you? Well, then they're gonna know that you're lying. We were swapping dreams, and I was telling them about one where I was living with all of my former middle school classmates in NYC, and only we would get together at this Mad Max like Fury Road-esque place where there was just like a bunch of free games and beer. And she was just like, so was this just like a bro dream? And I was just like, yeah, what if all my dreams were that way? And she was just like, I would recommend that you keep most of those to yourself. Yeah. You ever feel like dropping a comment on one of your friends' Facebook invitations to one of their events, like, looks dumb, LOL? Um, yeah, when Alex asked me, or no, when I asked Alex to practice my stuff here, she was like, do you have any Britney Spears content? And I was like, no. And she was like, well, could you like maybe like try to come up with some? And I was like, I'll see what I could do. So like today, like during my run around Bushwick, I record voice memos and the Britney Spears stuff interspersed, but yeah, instead I just did sort of like a motivational, my usual motivational podcast for myself. And yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think, I don't, she asked me if I had any favorite Britney Spears songs, and I don't. I remember growing up waiting in line to Best Buy every Black Friday for like all the CDs that were gonna go on sales. Yeah, Britney Spears was never made it out of that store in my hands. Going back to Alex, and yeah, you guys been great. Thanks. Okay.
Thanks, Jesse. Without further delay, Alex Russell is going to perform.
Hi, this is cool. Thank you for having me. I'm seeing lots of really cool people here, and also I've wanted to do something with Be About It for years, I think, going back and trying to figure it out. So this is awesome. My piece in the zine was track 6, and it went, on the days you're reduced to a slur thrown from a moving car, you need someone to have a plan. Get naked, bare yourself, like your soul still has a chance, like you've earned some stolen intimacy, like something comes from any of this. You find your icons where you can. You're careful when they get discarded. You look for hope outside of singles. You look for hope meant to fuck away to freedom. Find a quiet revolution. Put a song on. Get some rest. Which was about, like, that was written after I got called slur from a moving car the morning after coming back from a night out where it was the first time I said out loud that I was non-binary, and this guy waited for me to stop crying long enough to try and kiss me. And so I was going to also read another poem about shitty queer experiences, and then I decided I didn't want to because it didn't sound fun. So if no one would mind, I'd like to read another poem that I just liked writing this year, if that's cool. And then I will go away and just watch everyone else. I'm really excited for it. I'm having a great time. Yeah, the thing I had the most fun writing was called 17 Sunsets to See Before You Die, but I don't feel like it's a poetry reading unless I'm reading it off my phone. So sorry. 17 Sunsets to See Before You Die. Ever since I learned that hurricanes have eyes from an episode of The Simpsons, I spend more time than I'd like to admit thinking I'm in the eye of various things. We're in the eye of the storm now, I say, in multiple situations, for my own benefit only. I keep variations to myself often and excitedly. I'm in the eye of the service station now, I say softly, while enjoying a cherry cola and overpriced fries halfway through a long trip with your whole life in the boot and back seat reasonably priced automatic Vauxhall, except for the parts of your life that are on my lap while we drive. In the eye of this presentation about how to use attendance monitoring software, which will almost definitely have a total rehaul of the information outdated, I write in the white space of poorly typeset handouts between bad clip arts and haikus about an old friend who died before I got to introduce him as that, before I could take a trip and by kind coincidence bump into him at some service station, a warm surprise after a long drive. The imprint of a toaster still slightly visible on my inner calf after I tried to nestle it under the seat and got it stuck. We're in the eye of iRobot now, I would have said at minute 52 of its runtime if I'd ever sat down to watch iRobot intentionally, instead of catching snippets of it here and there accidentally, enough times that I feel like I understand the plot exactly as much as I would have if I watched it once on purpose. I have a theory you can fall in love with a stranger in the same way you can know most details of what a movie's about, even if you've never tried to consume it. We're in the eye of our love story right now. I think to a cashier at the little Waitrose in the service station, or to the only other customer in the store when I recognize the discomfort in their eyes as they see the prices and know there's absolutely nowhere else to stop. Or imagine directing to someone who definitely isn't about to come out the bathroom, but who I still look for every time anyway. I'm in the eye of my entire life most of the time, moving just right to try and stay central. At least, that's how I like to imagine it. Just the two of us dancing, along with everyone else I've ever met, slightly anxious, trying to make it all a little bit wider. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alex. Appreciate you coming on so late for you. We have another person who is got a schedule conflict or needs to read early. So I was going to have everybody read in alphabetical order. But next up, we have Margo. And I got to say, like, I put together a playlist to play intro music for everybody when they walked on, you know, to read or whatever. But I'm having such terrible, I'm using my phone. This is my phone. And I also have my laptop. My laptop's like totally frozen right now. So I'm doing this off my phone. So, okay. That's me apologizing for my crappy internet situation. Let's just have Margo. Thank you. I'm going to unmute you.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. This is really wonderful. Thanks for having me. I wish that I could stick around, but I have to read one poem. By the way, I am dressed in my Britney circa Oops, I Did It Again music video outfit. It's not text, but it's the best of all. I to read not a poem that I've written, but a poem by the birthday queen herself. This is her own website on November 10th, 2004. It's titled Honeymoon Poem, and it's dedicated to Kevin Federline. Honeymoon Poem. A honeymoon at last, to get away from it all, my assistant made the call. I remember it well, as she was smiling. She said it was called Turtle Island. I packed my bags, light and quick, then grabbed my pink dress and favorite lipstick. We hopped on a plane and took our flight. I slept really well all through the night. As we arrive, I turn and look out the door. People are greeting us right at the shore. A meal down, you know what I mean. Magical night filled with stars. Silence is golden, no cars. Private dinners, romantic fires, a little piece of heaven, whatever your heart desires. Friendly hellos and never goodbyes. When you're having fun, oh, how time flies. As we sit and prepare to make our part, thank you to me.
That was beautiful.
And for anyone's curious, I don't think that it's on her website anymore, but you can find it from a 2006 article titled "This is Why Britney Spears Shouldn't Write Poetry."
Oh.
I know it's so mean, and the article ends with like this. Oh, we're so cruel to her for no reason. Like this poem's fine,
The press
and that's why I wanted to share it. Forward to catching up on the archive. Everybody, have a great night.
Thanks so much. Have a good night. All right. Next up, Carrie, how about you?
Here I am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Thanks for inviting me. I also have kind of shitty Wi-Fi. The modem is in the other room, so it's a little far. But anyway, I'm going to read my Britney poem. Was I took all of the comments or reviews from Letterboxd, which is a movie review site. If you don't know, you all probably know it. And it's kind of just all collaged together, it's like her concert videos, I think. Okay. The performance of The Beat Goes On in Hawaii is avant-garde and peak weird me. I've said it before, but Britney dance battling herself will forever be one of the most iconic things ever. Britney basically erupting from fire like she damn right should. I was going to be nice and give this a full segment was just too. It is devastating. Britney Jean Spears hasn't performed the gay-friendly anthem anticipating in 17 years. Wish I could give 83,372,728,282 stars. I had to put commas in that because I didn't know how to read that. Someone needs to bring back the oops theatrics. The part where Britney dances with herself, iconic, a religious experience, even including the disturbing live vocals on Every Time. I've lost an inordinate number of brain cells. The disturbing vocals of her songs Every Time and Shadow didn't really bother me. The costumes are ugly, the choreography is half-baked, and the sound mixing is trash. A queer bonanza of opulence and infinite possibility. There's a confidence and stage presence that she never fully recovered post-breakdown, and it's nice to see it here for one final time. Most of my criticism is not really her fault. Queen. NGL's Breathe on Me performance had a huge impact on teenage me discovering my sexuality. I wouldn't be who I am today without Ms. Britney bullshit. I'm not even ashamed, LMAO. Steamy like a pot full of vegetables. But the lip syncing is awful at times. Poor Britney, dead behind the eyes. They each their own, but to me, seeing someone dance around in their undies is weird. So we have positive, negative reviews. So that was fun to do. And I read one more from my new book. And these don't have titles. These are not utopia instructions. Adjacencies towards friendship. Just thinking about giraffes makes me angry now. The trope of seriousness or the irrational's relation to the rational is irrationality's importance to itself. People who have stories in them, on the outskirts of narrative. Nostalgia for the present would be an empty space. Meadow holes like donut holes. There's exodus and there's exodus. The coral reaches up, you see their arms hovering. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Carrie. Next, we have Levis Keltner, are you here? I think so.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
I'm ready for my 5 minutes of fame.
Hell yeah.
Should I start reading?
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I'm terrible at hosting.
No, you're great.
Thank you so much for being here.
This is
Yeah,
like
but yeah,
truly a party.
just
So
get right into it.
this is really fun. I'm going to read my short Brittany poem from the Zine. It's called This Ring Eye. Catting for it, yours truly. I dance for the feel of nth person's peepholes in the word mask, meaning right time to shred or design inhibitions, fancy, like my hand under my own skirting effort to grasp what I want, a word search for sincere etymologies of self and love, keep from losing our slow dance. This and I am gonna read a short little fiction piece. It's just something I wrote recently, and I just always like the one thing that I'm working on. It's kind of like poetry. This is called Myth Fest. Barb has to vom. Did she want to end the road trip before? I'm not. Gassing up the Jeep, I watch storm clouds crash over the mountains and cruise the desert. All sunglasses, I'm mom's greatest action movie heroine. I recall our final conversation. What's most difficult for me is deciding what to tell you and what not to. Gasoline gags me until Barb snaps, pays next 100 miles. The land is closed. Our stays bohemian, nomadic teepees. Marfa's best burrito is okay. The desert is a waking dream, smoky purple mountains, chaparral breeze, 5 out of 5 sky. Barb uses dad's security knife. Ever since the divorce, dad bitches about me eating pasta like his dissatisfaction is my responsibility. I agree, our bodies owe no man explanation. Barb sees the ghost of her dead brother, deletes. She continues about our future apartment. Between our rent and Austin rent, what's worse? It's intersectional, I say. Things worse. Myth Puppy Bait explains pool access requires knowing someone. When West Barb says, maybe pool. Mom's beloved almost drowned. My her ear. Splashes him. Almost, I say, but neither seem to hear me. Everyone 20, feel 30. I want to add behind the desert. No one is near enough to laugh. Towel sands, I pace a corner in my dripping one piece and play things mom would say. I don't make a good mother. I never will. 20 miles to the observatory, I realize Barb expects celebrities at the star party. We queue through telescope domes like ants excavating giant eyeballs. I adore Saturn's rings. My sister observes a blob. Mom messages her. She woke from a nightmare about Barb and me and werewolves. If we're the werewolves is unclear. The woman makes me question the impossibility of ESP. I remind Barb, she reassures. Her screenlit head rounds to the visitor center for hot chocolate. I search the face of our real mother. She doesn't blame us, says our reality is a shared illusion. Silver disc zooms overhead. UFO? I wave. We're not a speck to the ISS, the guide says. I howl. The festival is muddy. Splats harden on my legs, and armor I didn't know I needed. Barb is in search of midlife crisis. Me worry. Girl, I twirl. In the desert sage beside the portable toilets. She cradles her knees and rocks high as Mother Moon. I hold her. I tell her what she needs to hear. I love you. I have you. We're not giving up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. I was going in alphabetical order, but I just realized I might have skipped over somebody who is not in the chat. But Leza, is Christoph Paul with you?
Hi there.
Hey.
So my
Here.
significant other.
You guys,
Where do you want to put this?
it's right.
Put it a little close.
All right.
Like shrouded in darkness. Okay.
Hey, everybody. Am I on? Okay.
Yeah, we're on mute.
So I guess I'll read. I wrote a joke thing by a guy named Charles Chuglife Donaldson. He's a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity. So this is you can see I even did a little thing there for Dr. Naughton.
Yeah.
Dr. Naughton. So this is Charles Chuglife's Donaldson's music report on the album Blackout. Life is a cool blackout when you're Sigma Chi. I'll try to do the voice. I'll either fuck this up or it'll be funny. I will see. Let me embrace my toxic masculinity and all that good shit. All right. I'm a second-year brother Sigma Chi and think most music is pretty lame. Like, what can music really do besides make video games better? Most podcasts are better than most songs. My girlfriend and all the other tried-outs love music when partying. They love Britney Spears and the album Blackout. It makes sense because they're the only sorority that can drink as much as Sigma Chi. I black out a lot, and that's why my fraternity brothers named me Chuglife. My girlfriend's name is Katie, which isn't as cool, but she's so hot, she doesn't even need a cool name. Even when we have sensual relations, she plays this album. She plays all of Britney's albums, but Blackout is the album she plays the most. I think this album is the one before she shaved her head. I don't have a source for that, but that is what Katie's friend Veronica said. And Veronica has been like 20 times at Tridel's parties. I kind of like the album, but that could be psychological. I'm taking Psychology 1050, and I learned that stuff you like is because it brings up pleasurable memories. So when I think of Blackout, I think of Katie naked and Tridel parties, which are both pretty awesome. The first song on the album is Give Me More, and it's a good song to do shots to. I also think this album is really good for beer pong. Blackout Britney would have totally been tried out material before the head shaving thing. Next song is Piece of Me, which is lame. I don't care about Britney's life. Britney is betches when she's singing songs about nothing. Britney is like the Seinfeld of pop music. I have to attribute that line to my brother, Rodney Dangerwang. He's the smartest guy in Sigma Chi. He's majoring in statistics. The third song, Radar, is probably the best song. I like it because Katie does a cool dance while telling me I'm on her radar. Do you know that bats see through radar? I think that is cool, so I feel a bit like Batman when she sings it. That's a good feeling. Break the Ice isn't too bad, but Brad the Chatter, vice president, said the song sounds like something gay figure skaters would dance to, so that kind of ruined it for me. Heaven on Earth is cool because the Tridelts do coke to it. I don't know why, but that is their coke song. I don't like coke because it makes people talk more, especially the Tridelts. It's already annoying to hear Katie and her friends talk about boring stuff like Gossip Girl and Paris Hilton, but on coke, they'll go on tangents about if Ariana Grande believes in ghosts for like 2 hours. Get naked, I got a plan kind of sucks, but I like the messes. But usually Katie is already naked, so it just feels redundant. Tridelts are easy, but they won't flash at parties. They are protective of their Instagram presence. The background dude, singer of the song, sounds like a rapey grapevine singing Raisin. I don't like him. I don't like the next song, Freak Show. I don't like weird people. Toy Soldier is the worst song on the album. I don't like the guys in the ROTC. They always give the Sigma Chi guys dirty looks. Soldiers have attitudes, but they would be nice with me if they knew how good I was at Call of Duty.
If I didn't get the nickname Chug Life, it would have been Sniper Balls. Hot as Ice doesn't make sense, so of course all the Tridelts love that song. It's a dumb song. You can't be hot as ice unless you're like how the Terminator 2 villain got killed. Terminator 2 is like the best movie of all time. Ooh, ooh, baby. It's probably the best song for consensual relations, but we're usually done by then. It's okay. It's no Radar though. I mean, I like it. Like, I like rather listen to Rogan than Radar, but it's the best and probably only song I like for non-psychological readings. For my concluding paragraph, I learned about those in English Comp 1001. I would like to say Blackout is an album that has great utility, a word that Ronnie Dangerwang uses a lot, which means it does cool stuff for me and my Sigma Chi brothers. I don't think the Tridelts would hoe it up as much without this album. I have a source for that. Almiss R on YouTube said, Blackout is the Bible of ho-ness. It is the album to drink to and have consensual relations, my favorite things in life. This utility helps me appreciate the album, and therefore I probably am doing great in this music appreciation class with Dr. Naughton. I clearly am an A-level student in this class, and this should be on your radar. Thank you.
Thank you. And Leza, do you want to take it away?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see your outfit, because you dressed up too, right?
I know, you just see the top of my boobs here. These are skull leggings. I don't know if you can see, it's the lighting's garbage in here. But yeah, I can't fit in this thing. I used to, but I don't know what happened.
You look great.
Thanks. I am just trying to keep my boobs in. Okay, I'm gonna move this back over here. Okay, so I was inspired by the unreleased track, Mona Lisa, which Alexandra turned me on to with her cool article about it. And it's a very weird song. If you haven't heard it, I actually was gonna play a second of it so you could hear it here. I don't know how it's gonna sound, but.
This is a story about Mona Lisa.
And this is the weird visual that's with
That
it.
was her name, Mona Lisa.
It doesn't sound like anything else. I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a little story to tell about Mona Lisa and how she suddenly fell.
so spooky, you know?
Everyone knew her, they knew her oh so well. Now I am taking over to release her from her spell. She's unforgettable.
So it's like a fucking jam, real doll. Yeah, original doll.
Original doll.
The whole, her record label just wouldn't release it, and there's just all kinds of weird. This is like the big red flag. Like she could have really. She loves music and she could have explored her sound more. And there's just all these people that are like, no, you have to be this fucking package thing. So basically my process for writing this was I just played this song on repeat, turned off my brain and just went with literally like writing about the Mona Lisa. So here we go. Mountains and darkness. I was lost there. I lived there for a very long time. I was the meat. They ate me. They ate me up. But I survived because I got cloned. Which is what she says in the song. I was cloned. I do know about the Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci. I know you would like to think it was something a lot more romantic, but that is basically what it was. He was really good in bed. He had a great cock. Not that there's shit in bed, but he did his time with the wanted. And that is what I wanted more than anything, to feel wanted. But this story is not about him and his skills in bed. Like I said, I was the model for that famous painting. I thought I was safe. I thought I was good, but I was not. I was not safe. Slow but fast, it happened. It started as love. It ended up with a trap in oils. It's hard, it hurts to just go on like a lie about the truth. Liars deceive liars. It's dark. Why do it? But they do. The darkness takes the roads it takes. You lack the vision. I have it, but I'm in abundance of the heartbreak. It feels fine until it's not, until you see you have destroyed yourself for someone else, for nothing, for male ego, for art, for history, quote unquote, for legacy. I never got to die properly because I am living still in that painting. He did this to me. He captured that part he liked, that part he feared. Through alchemy, he cloned my essence in his painting before disposing of my body in the Seine. But I never sleep. I watch people watching me in the Louvre every single goddamn day. Looking at me, looking at you. I see you. What do you see? I am the dark mirror, but you are the reflection. Done.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for putting me in this thing.
Totally. You belonged in it. Appreciate you. And next we have Rochelle Tormino.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a really fun night and really exciting to read with all of you. I'm going to read 2 poems from my book, That X. One of the poems is my Brittany poem that was in the Be About It zine, and the other is a love poem, You Animal. Beginning, God felt a little cute. So in his image, he created man, though he saw that he might delete later. What good is it to write about loving a man when you have to shake out the past's pockets, all this making a show of memory? What kind of person does that? Whenever a girl changes a contact in her phone to don't answer, that's the kind of love I'd write about. Not the trying to decode the emoji on your ex's recent Venmo transaction kind. You like that, don't you? I knew a man once who had a tattoo of Jesus crying bloody tears on his arm. When we had sex, Jesus shook his head no. Well, there are many ways to love. Like Brittany, that class act, she went high and shaved her head for our sins. Girl, get it. But Justin, he was still too much and for no good reason. Where I come from, you get knocked out cold for that. I guess I know a little thing or two about a man's ego, how it underestimates soul. Not every gesture is a metaphor for how much the world respects you. It wasn't supposed to be like this. Now all our loose ends kneel down like an unbalanced equation inside of me. Not that I blame him. I too know the agony of not being able to get inside of something that you feel drawn by God to call your home. I could have lived a whole lifetime in the way he used to cherish me. How expensive the hunger was in his eyes. How it made me feel so much. Try telling him that. Anytime you start dating a new man, you should have to think he dresses himself, how he goes down, and oh, my loneliness was killing me. And I think there's love. I don't think it's what we thought it was. I still believe. And then a love poem, because there is love. Little heart. I'm around to you. At the same time, I'm coming around to the euphemism, making love. You hold my whole me, and I tell you the story of why I don't do acid anymore, which goes like this. Last time, it took me years to relearn how to walk outside without the overwhelming anxiety I might step on a bug. Also, I wanted to set my cat free outside. Baby, I love you, and I love loving you. It's okay, they can't hear us in here. You party in the glitter-lit lighting of my hell yeah rascal heart. You call my name and it sounds like something is opening up. You touch me and it is the end of loneliness. I think you're hot. Where I come from, women are called girls no matter how old they get. What are you gonna do? I am a child under the covers of your love. Can't we be recklessly cute and kiss each other's hands and agree that the best sex we've ever had is with each other? We have each other and unlimited data. You sung, I wait in the car to finish. You absolute place. You, oh my God, unknowable thing. Tell me when to stop. You make me want to put my phone down. You make me want to make myself a hotspot. You make me want to, because you are where I come home to now. I don't know what it is about acid that makes me aware we're the only animal that locks other animals inside rooms. But I do know that I don't need to understand something. I know what it means. You know that feeling when your skin, I'm sorry. I know I said I wouldn't look. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great. Mitchell Glazier, I'm going to unmute you.
Test. Is this working?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for this beautiful document for our king. It's so beautiful. And for everyone reading, it's been super exciting. And I have one tiny Brittany poem. Thank you so much for including. So much fun. And the title comes from an interview she gave, I believe, on like CBS or something forever ago. So here we go. Just because I look sexy on the cover of Rolling Stone doesn't mean I'm naughty. Blue flies on the blue athlete, cocaine flannel strip breakfast in the lamb's wool wraith. At Rite Aid, 1:30:08, seafood pink wig. Fucking Fendi baguette in the basket, posthumous. Miss American Dream since I was 17. With Lindsay in Paris, lemon drop martinis, crucified juicy. I'm thinning to collect flesh, piglet. This halcyon life, this pitiful sentence. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I was watching just like clips of her being interviewed in like 2005, 2006, 2007, and it's just really disgusting how people talk to her and like talk to her like she's an object. And like she has to be a role model. Oy. Okay, next we have Stephanie Maria Athena Valente.
Hello. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, my dog just came running over. Do you want to be in a poetry reading too? She might start barking. So I'm going to read a couple of poems. I'm going to read one from Be About It, which is about Britney Spears and being a teenager. And the other poem I'm going to read is from the same book I'm working on. It's called Internet Girlfriend. This is called Cults. We Became Witches. In the summer, a rite of passage began. With Britney Spears, we transformed to statues, followed by sticky crystal dye left over sink, no ceremonial wine, pink lady apple lemon seltzer, our toes chipped in brown lacquer, your fingers ink smeared with sigils, my lips painted horror movie red. We were something. We burned. The second poem I'm going to read is called Pink Plastic Caboodle, which I think it's hilarious how these are in vogue again, and you can get them for $30 at Target. And my dog is trying to jump on the couch next to me. Sorry. All right. This is Pepper. I don't think you want to read the poem with me? All right. So Pink Plastic Caboodle. I never went to horse camp or drowned in coconut vanilla glitter body spray. Unfortunately, I always wanted to sell my soul for a friendship bracelet. Say an oath under the moon, pale and legendary lip balm. Our favorite horse was possessed. Our favorite horse was lucky. Our favorite horse cried blood. Crushes, sunscreen sack races, cafeteria pizza, met folly and lust, scamming potential lovers, pentagram scars, best friends forever. Thank you so much. This is a lot of fun. I love Britney. And it's just having a dialogue around her.
If you're interested, we could all say a little something for Britney together, come together and wish her some good thoughts. Yeah, being at her birthday and also with the very strange legal situation happening. But before we get there, we have last but not least, we have Zoe Kearl, and I'm going to unmute you now.
I'm unmuted, right? It feels like a huge responsibility. Great to be here.
Love
Thank
your
you.
background.
It's one of my favorite photographs. I've actually included it. I included it in a couple of poems. Every place I've submitted it has been like, we cannot use this picture. It is copyrighted. But you know what? We're going to get there. So maybe I'll ask Britney when she's free. So I'm going to read my poem that is in Be About It Zine's Britney Spears Blackout edition. I'm fortunately featured on the first page in case anybody would like to turn to it. It's a short poem titled USA, 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 which I'm sure is a familiar refrain for all of us. As Britney Spears reached some metaphysical height and shaved her head in a California hair salon, I was drunk in a gleaming black Chevrolet Tahoe, listening to her voice in surround sound, coming of age in America. I'd like to read one more poem if you guys will humor me, but I kind of want to let you guys sound off in the chat about which, what content you're looking for. So I'm going to give you a couple options. So one of them is a sex poem about Jennifer Garner, who is not a fave of mine, but I guess subconsciously is. The other one has a Sopranos mention and a Grand Theft Auto Vice City mention. And the last one is about the corporate law firm I work at. I'm using their laptop right now to Zoom us all here together. And it does mention Britney again. So sound off. Option 3, please. Sopranos, Sopranos, both, all. Definitely not doing all. She loves pets. That's from earlier, but that's a good comment.
How about 2 and 3?
2 and 3. Okay, let's do 2 and 3. So 2 is the Sopranos one. It's very short. It's called I Shouty, which I can't say that. Audrey in Newark asks me to punch her in the face for $50. I say, hey, it's complimentary as long as you'll hit me back. Speeding in my black foreign import in the streamlined neon of the Holland Tunnel, Grand Theft Auto Vice City meets Meadow Soprano on her way to Sunday dinner. The holy, holy, holy of misbehavior, of bridge and tunnel. She says, I love light, ardor, purity. Don't get gun shy on me now, baby. So that's obviously for Meadow in New Jersey. And then this is a little bit longer and kind of depressing. But that's okay. That's what 2020 is, long and depressing. 125 Broad Street. The view from that window must be beautiful. All of that water, all of that sky, but it's dark now and I'm drunk and my Vespers are murky at best. My Vespers know I'm aching for violence. Unholiness is referential, implies bucking the holy, and my want knows and cares nothing for the notion of goodness. The view from that window must be beautiful. The hallway is dark but doesn't feel empty. Do you ever say a name aloud when you're alone? I do it all the time. And generations of women taking the bit of gasping for rarefied air. The view from that window must be beautiful. Now out there, the water is shining like oil. I want you to hit me in the mouth. Hold your hand there after the view, water, pain, sound. Beautiful view. Nothing ends. So yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you, Britney Spears. Happy birthday, Britney. Happy birthday to all of you for celebrating Britney with me here today, with Paris and Lindsay as well.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much.
How old is Britney? I think it's her 40th. Can somebody fact check?
She's 39.
39. How exciting.
If anybody wants to share some words about Britney.
I have a short thing that I literally just rewrote right now.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like I added like 3 words to make it about Britney, just to be totally transparent about Britney. So I called this poem, I just renamed this poem Britney because I wanted to fit in. This is Doxy, by the way, guys.
Hey.
When you start thinking about what things are making you tired, what is it about those things that bothers you? Is life not full of repetition, plagiarism, and recycled material? Maybe, but I think there's a limit to how much of the same shit a person can take. It is funny that some people can accept daily routines without question. It bothers me when people don't question those routines. It bothers me deeply when I don't question it, but it also hurts me when I do. The thing about change within yourself is that it always alienates everyone around you. You won't be sitting next to your friends in those same chairs and that long table. You suddenly decide that you don't like talking about getting high or the next rising superstar or the next cool meme that was made about a political pundit or whatever. I guess these are filler topics that people use to get more comfortable tackling more difficult subjects. But why can't people just go for that instead of all this fancy sidestepping? I dislike dishonesty and sugarcoating more than I did one being outspoken about an opinion that I actually highly disagree with. Oops, I did it again.
Thank you. So I asked to unmute everybody. I don't know if you saw my notification. If you don't want to be unmuted, that's fine. If you want me to unmute you, please say something in the chat. But I want to share this protection spell, and You can think about it in your head if you want, or you can say it out loud after me, or whatever. You don't have to participate if you don't want to, but bear with me.